Okay, so we're not having any matches appear in the start of our game. Now the only matches that should appear are when the player creates them. So now it's time to start making it so that they actually do something. We want to start removing gems when we get matches. So let's go back into our scripts. I'm going to go to my board script. And in here, we're going to create two new functions. So let's go down the bottom here. We're going to create a private void for destroy matched gem at, and we're going to have a public void called destroy matches. So we're going to have one function which is going to start the process of destroying any matches on the board, and then this function is going to be used specifically to destroy the individual gem. So in our destroyed match gems at, this is obviously going to need to take in a position so we know where the gem is for us to destroy. So it's going to take in a vector2 int value that we'll call position. And then we're going to say, first of all, we're going to make sure that the gem exists that we want to destroy. So we're going to say if all gems at pos.x and pos.y is not equal to null, so as long as the gem actually exists, then we're going to double check that it definitely is matched. So if all gems at position x dot position dot y, this is just an extra check just to make sure we're not doing anything too silly in our game. Then what we're going to do here is just destroy all gems at position.x and position.y, and we need to destroy the game object that this script is attached to. So the gem we're referring to is the actual gem component on the object, and we want to destroy the whole object itself because obviously we want to remove the visual component of it all. So we're destroying that, and then we're also at the same time going to make sure that we tell the all gems array that we have at that position x and position.y to be equal to null, because that object has now been removed from our game, so it should no longer have a reference to it. Okay, so that's how we're going to remove the actual ones. Then we need to decide which ones we're removing. So in the destroy matches function, this is going to loop through our match finder and the current matches list that we have. So here we're going to say, we're going to use a for loop again, but this time we're just using one value because we don't need the x and y, because this is our current matches list is just one big long list of values. So here we're going to say we're going to create an int value that we're just going to call I and set that to be 0. As long as I is less than the match find, oops, wrong one, the match find, which is the match finder that we have a reference to, match finder dot current matches dot count, so however long the current matches is, then I plus plus. So this is our way of looping through that current matches array. First thing we'll do is make sure that that isn't empty for some reason. So if match find dot current matches at position I, so I obviously will start at 0 and then go up to, say there's 5 matches, it'll start at 0, then it'll go 1, 2, 3 and 4, because I will always be less than the count value. So if at position I that is not equal to null, so as long as that isn't empty, then we're going, oh no, that's something for later, I was just thinking ahead a bit there. We're going to destroy matched gem at match find dot current matches position I dot position index. So whatever the gem is at position I, then get the position index of it and destroy it. So now we're going to send that information in here to destroy it from the match gem and destroy it from the array. Now I know we're checking here that it's not null twice, but what we're doing here is that we're checking the list isn't null here, and then here we're checking the all gems array isn't null. So we're actually doing two different null checks here. We just want to make sure that there's nothing weird happening at any point. Okay, so save that and let's go back in here And now, oh, well, okay, I was going to say that that will destroy things, but that won't destroy anything because we're not actually calling this function from anywhere. So we want this to be called back in our gem script. When we do our check move, here we're checking if we're matched, and here's the situation where if we're not matched and the other one isn't matched, then we're going back to our positions. But if we say else here, so if we basically, if this gem is matched or the other gem is matched, well then we want to tell board dot destroy matches. So we've moved into position, one of us is matched, so we should destroy those matches. So let's save this and let's go back in here. And now if I go ahead and play, if we make a match, boom, they get removed from the scene. So we can match up different things here. Destroy, move all them. Now obviously we can create some errors. If I move this down here, there's nothing in there, so we're giving ourselves an error. And if I can go ahead and move other ones around. Oh no, that froze up. Oh no, the game is paused. There we go. So I can, yeah, there we go. I can still move things around, but we basically, this is a situation that won't happen for the players, because what we're going to have happen is that when we destroy gems, we're going to make these gems drop down into position. And that'll be what we deal with next. But for now, we can now see that our gems are getting destroyed when we move them around the board. So now immediately feels like we're having an actual proper interaction in the game. So perfect. We now have destroying gems working.